Could you use Spotlight highlight?
I pinned you, or should I? Is that what I should do?
I think it's just Spotlight's host for all, isn't it? Isn't that what it says? Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I won't. Lovely. It seems in the story of growing up as a small child, the natural state is that there is only this. And then we're, we have no choice but to accept what the big people tell us, which is that there is much more than this. That when you leave the room and the room isn't, the room is no longer there, the room is still there. And that becomes a complete conviction for virtually everyone, it seems. And an outrageous childlike quality about what we're speaking of, is that just as a child would never suggest that there's anything other than what is, simply because there is only what is, that's how it seems to be. Even though you can play along, the ability to play along with everyone else with their conviction of everything that isn't, saying that that is, and the conviction that there's you and me, and you know me, and I know you, and the conviction that there's continuity, that things exist in time and they continue in time and have a lifespan. All of that can still be played along with, no problem whatsoever. But the conviction, really, that's what we're talking about. It isn't that I died. It isn't that you have died or could die. It's the conviction that I am separate from everything else, the conviction that there is me and there is everything else. Well, that's never true. There just is everything that seems to be. That's it. As far as I'm concerned, that's the whole of non-duality. There isn't anything else to explain because this doesn't need explanation. It's too obvious. It's just so obvious that there is what there is. And what there is just what there seems to be. There's no more than that. There's never more than there seems to be. There's never less than there seems to be. Is there? It's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely outrageous that everyone doesn't agree. But you can't, but it is the end of the reality of our stories. Just stories. All the stories of what this is, why this is, how this came to be, what it will become. This doesn't become. This doesn't come from anywhere and it doesn't go anywhere. So the most wonderful news is that you can't do anything to achieve this. And it's not that it's already achieved. There's no one to achieve or to fail to achieve. So this is the end of the possibility of failure or success in whatever you've had in mind that you might become, whatever attainment you fantasize that whoever's your favorite enlightened one, that you might be like them. Well, there's some fucking brilliant news. You won't be like them. I mean, that's wonderful. You won't be like anyone. Only in fantasy. This is completely alone. No matter how attractive it might sound or how dreadful it might sound, you've never known another. There is no other. Absolutely. Without me, as separate from other than me, there is no other than me at all. So it is wonderful, but whatever dreams of completion, of becoming whole, becoming one with, this annihilates all of those fantasies. There's no possibility of becoming or unbecoming. You can't unbecome yourself. I think I tried that for a while. Well, I certainly tried killing myself, but I don't mean physically. So, as attractive as ego death might sound, this is the annihilation of that as a possibility as well. There's no ego to die. Ego's just another story about me. But the wonderful news is that there's no one to become enlightened. There's no one to awaken. There's no one to be self-realized. There's actually nothing to realize. And you can't realize nothing. And so it leaves you, the one who is seeking, nothing to do. But then there never was anything to do. So that loss, although it may feel like a dreadful loss, the loss of hope, it isn't hopeless at all because there never was any hope. So the loss of hope is just as it is. It's not radically something new, and it's not replaced by hopelessness. The absence of hope is empty. And that's this fullness. And there is a simple, outrageously simple doubtlessness that there could be any human beings who have more or less of this. And this is all there is. And that absolute equality feels like unconditional love. You don't have to know that. It can just feel utterly undeniable that there couldn't be human beings who have realized more of this or less of this, because this is absolutely whole and complete as it appears to be. And all we're left with are stories of the special ones and the great ones, the mystics and the gurus and the teachers and the sages and the great wise. And this is a mockery of wisdom. It's a mockery of holiness. It's a mockery of sacredness. It's a mockery of everything. And yet, of course, all of that is included as well. There can be no reverence towards any of that. All human beings are equal, and all of life is absolutely equal. So every human being is equal to every other. You just like some more than others. That's natural. And likewise, human life is not unlike we were taught from a very young age that if you were brought up a Christian as I were, we were given dominion over the earth by God. It's ours to do as we please. And wonder why I don't know, so incredibly arrogant. I mean, if ever there's a statement by self, it's whoever wrote that bit of the Bible. I am God and I have dominion over the earth. God given right to do as I fucking please. I think it's quite topical. And so the equality of this really simple unconditional love is not just the equality between human beings, but the equality of all things, the equality of all appearance, which is, it's not even one appearance. It's just not separate appearances. This never appears separately. This appearance is whole. And there's never anything else. What seems to have stopped for me is trying to explain it and understand it. There's no requirement for any understanding. It's like, who do I think I am? The arrogance of self is the only one who would actually think that I could know everything and nothing. That was what I was trying to do. And it is all power. Self thinks, I thought, if I knew, if I understood, then I would have control. Then I would be safe. Then I would be able to manage my life better. Then I would be able to be more successful. Then I'd be able to be more loving. All of the fantasies I had about what knowledge and understanding would deliver. But all knowledge delivers is another question. And the peace is in the doubtless uncertainty. So whether there's a question appear or not, it doesn't matter a fuck whether it gets answered. And if there's questions now, the reply is always the same. It's just nothing. Or an occasional so what. So what you want to know that? So what? What do you want to know that for? You think that'll help you? Yeah, of course you do. That's what self does. It's all innocent, beautifully innocent that I ask these questions. But you've probably already found that whenever you've got an answer to a question, all it does is create a new question. It's the very nature of scientific investigation, isn't it? It's the very nature of human investigation into what this is, into life itself. And I think it's fine. For some, it seems like that's fun. A lifetime of constantly questioning is an inquiry and investigation is great fun. But I just know for a lot of us, it wasn't fun. It was torture. It was the constant questioning. It was the root of all suffering. The whole illusion that I could keep myself safe through knowledge and understanding. This will keep me safe. Not yet, but soon. This waiting until I know, waiting until I'm sure. So again, the wonderfully terrible news is there is nothing to wait for. Well, thanks everyone for coming. Nice to see so many of you. Good. Lovely job. If you want to ask anything, then just ask. If you want to share anything, you do that as well. You can ask whatever you like. I mean, I do go on about, there's no questions, and then I ask you, you please ask any questions. That amuses me a bit as well. Jackie, hi Jackie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a few little bits. Yeah, one is whenever I hear anyone say about, the room, it's not here.
Yeah,
When you walk out the room, then it always comes up. But like if there's someone else in the room, like say there's two people in the room and I leave the room,
mm.
like the room's still there for the other person, surely.
How do you know that?
Uh, I don't. Well, I could ask. I could shout through the door. I could say, "Is the room still there for you?"
And they'll shout back, yeah. And what's that mean? All you've got is the shouting back. That's all I mean. All I mean is, what is the room's not there and the other person's not there. There will be the shouting back out of the other room. I
Yeah,
just, I just mean in the what we're going to say, in the actuality of what's happening. What will be happening? There'll be a bodiless voice shouting from a void somewhere that you've imagined that they're sitting in the room.
yeah, yeah. No,
That's true. That's
I
true,
can.
isn't it?
Yeah, no, I can kind of, like just, when you kind of start strictly kind of, well, there's just what is. Like, yeah, I don't know that. All I know is that there's a voice coming out the void. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
So, but it's and I know there's no understanding to be had or whatever, but I do find it entertaining. Like the idea that just just that whole it's just fun to try and get your head around. Like like
As I said, yeah. For some it's fun, and for others it's hideous.
yeah. No, it's fun. Like say my mom, okay, she's in Spain. Now I know that I don't know that she's in Spain. It's just a thought or a memory or whatever.
Yeah.
But as far as she's concerned, her room in Spain exists.
How do you know that?
Well, sure, like for every like all the people on this meeting now, like you all know that there's a room.
I'm only being devil's advocate. Of
No,
course,
I like it. I like it.
we all collude with each other to say, well, we know that. Yeah, and that's how we live. That is how we function as socially with each other. That is how it works. So I'm
Yeah,
not saying that's lost. I'm saying it's seen for what it is,
yeah,
which is a social. That's why. I mean, we're just too clever for our own good. But what
yeah,
we take our cleverness as truth,
yeah,
and it's not true. You don't know
yeah.
you don't know your mother's alive at all.
No,
And then you
no,
say, but I know she can see her room. No, you don't.
no. Well, I don't know that,
Well, that's what I
but
mean.
but obviously, but it's yeah, it's an assumption that
Yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
an
all,
assumption that she's there with in a room.
we I mean, yeah, I would say the vast majority of our communication between each other is all on assumption, and we have to have this agreed consensus of assumption. And
Yeah.
without, if that breaks down, by the way, if you change your assumptions, people will start soon to say you should go to see the doctor.
Yeah. My boss already asked me, am I going crazy?
Yes. Well, that is what happens. No, seriously, if you say, yeah, but I know what you're thinking, say, for example, I know what you're thinking, and I don't know, it could be, or you just don't agree with the consensus of, yeah,
Yeah.
when you're not there, I know where you are, and I know you still exist.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is that. I mean, that's the success of human beings has depended on that. So
Yeah. It's that little,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that I'm not saying about that departing, so you can't think in that way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying see it for what it is, really.
Yeah. No, I do have an idea of what you're talking about. I won't say I understand it, but I do get a sense of what you're talking about because, like, I was meant to be on a seminar this evening, which ironically is called "Being Fully Alive,"
Brilliant.
and I've chosen not to be there because I wanted to be here.
Oh, well, you'd rather be partly dead. I know.
And yeah, because I'm ex my where I used to really enjoy those seminars. Now they feel so like they are just based in this, like you say, this kind of agreed reality
Yes. Yeah.
that I no longer have a conviction about.
Yeah.
Like when he said the word conviction, like that's what's not dropped. That's what's
Yeah, well, I
gone.
would say, yeah, because I would say there isn't a self, but the convict. So it isn't that self dies,
No.
but the conviction in self dies,
Yeah.
or certainly, well, it can seem to evaporate is a better word than dying, really.
But like, and even you see, my oh no, my battery's about to go. Okay, I'll have to run it. One
Well,
second, I'm just
I tell you, well, that you should have gone to that live life fully, shouldn't you? And that had charged your battery.
probably would have plugged my battery in for that. Okay, I've probably got 10 seconds, then I'll have to run. But it is like, even though the self is, like I'm still in the world of duality. I mean, but I know, even as I say it, that that's a story.
Yeah,
So even though there's still a self and all that, it doesn't hold much water anymore.
right.
And that's changed. Like, I've given my notice in at work, and because it's all to do with having a conviction that we can become something, and
Yeah,
that, so I can't do that anymore. And I might have said that here before. Sorry if
you
I'm
did.
getting
No, you did.
through.
That's good. No, I
But
like it that you're going to be unemployed and broke.
yeah,
It's all
no,
good.
it's not so good. I got My mum's in a court case, and she's gone and told them that she'll give the money to charity. I'm like, Mom,
No, to me,
no, I need the money.
yes.
Okay, I'm going to go and run and get my battery plug.
Oh,
I'll be back.
thanks. Thanks, Jackie.
Can I carry on?
Give it a minute. Give it a minute.
I'm plugged in. Yeah, I will. I'll give it a minute.
Let someone else speak if they'd like to.
No problem.
Another way of saying what we're just talking about would be to say the reality, the reality of somewhere else, that there is somewhere else. For self, that's essential. So the somewhere else is in time. So the past is real. My life is real. All my experiences I can remember, they're all real. They really happened. And this present experience that I'm having, that's real. This is that what's happened has brought me to where I am today. I mean, that's a cliche. You hear everyone speak about, well, I wouldn't be who I am today without all of what's happened. I mean, that's so essential to self. And then, of course, there's the future, which is equally essential because that's where I hope to become whole and complete and good enough. I can't do it now. I'm not ready yet. So it's never now. You can never become whole and complete now because you're never ready. Self is always in a state of waiting. So there's all that other place, as in another time. And then, of course, there's all the other places, which can be seen as pure imagination. So can I imagine my bedroom now? Yeah, I could paint a picture of it. I can make a picture, a pictorial, a visual thought of the bedroom. I can imagine my son sitting in his bedroom. And amazingly, I can see my dead mother sitting in her bedroom. I mean, imagination is incredible. But the imagination of my mum sitting in her room is just as real. I mean this genuinely, it's just as real as my beautiful living son sitting playing on his Xbox that I can visualize. One isn't more real than the other. They have the exact same imagined reality. And that can just become very ordinarily doubtless. I just don't, there's no difference between those. I said the other day that I think my mother's just as present as she ever was when she was alive. And I mean it, just because she bodily doesn't appear. Because what was 99% of my mother? It was imagined. It was my feelings about her, my memories of her, my thoughts of her, the experiences we shared. And of course, they just appear when they appear. And the more doubtless it is that most of life is imagined, most of what we call reality is imagined, then the easier life is. It has such a lightness to it. I mean, even this, what's happening, which is all there is, I can say this is the only reality. But anything I say about it, that too, I'm making that shit up as well. So when everything, and I mean everything, is made up, then it can feel terribly disconcerting to self because can feel like the very ground you stand on is falling away. It did feel like that to me for a time. But actually, there's nothing to fall away because it's naturally how it is. In the way that a toddler doesn't need to know what's going on to be perfectly okay, toddling around, picking up shit and then just throwing it, being totally absorbed in it for 2 seconds and then discarding it utterly as though it never existed because it didn't. It's a bit like that. Razia, hello. Haven't heard from you for a long time. Hi, Razia.
Hi, Ted.
How are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm okay.
Good.
Getting better. Yeah, I liked what you were saying about, do we know that whatever's in the next room exists? Because, I mean, like when you walk, you feel like everything behind you is just blackness, and
Yeah.
everything in front is appearing.
Yeah.
So, more or less, the only thing we can talk to is what is appearing full on and what we are seeing right there,
Yeah.
And so we cannot say what's happening in the other room.
No.
Yeah, but there is also consensus amongst us about
Yeah.
certain things. We tend to agree that this
Yeah.
is happening or not. And then also there's inference. We like think, okay, if my mother died and the world still is carrying on, then obviously if I die, the world is still going to carry on. Kind of a thing, like we're making inferences about
Yeah. We infer
what is
that. Yeah.
going. Yeah. And then the last thing is like we go to people like in authority, like you and Michael and everyone, and we ask you all about things like, generally to find out. Because maybe you might have no idea, but there is an inkling of certain things. Like, like for instance, like sometimes you feel like certain things are true. When someone says it to you, like it's like an instinct or a gut feeling that
Yeah.
tells you, okay, that is true and that is not. Yeah. So basically, based on that, we're kind of making like inferences about what life is, but we cannot say it with certainty. Like,
No.
this is life. No, yeah.
And as much as I like you referring to me as an authority, of of course I'm not. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. The thing I want to tell the world, if only they would listen, is that there is no
Yeah,
authority. That's what I would love.
yeah,
That's what I want to share more than anything, that there is no authority.
yeah,
Regardless of what Donald says, there is no authority. Regardless of what Jesus says, regardless of what anyone has ever said, there is no authority. The equality of life is absolute.
yeah. But in the appearance speaks to authority. It tells us like, oh, okay, this
Well,
person
the thing
knows
is, I mean,
more
I
about
can tell you I'm
me.
not an authority, but I mean, you will make an authority out of whoever you want to, it's just naturally, it's just what human beings do. I mean, I just remember my English
Yeah,
teacher. God, I thought she was the goddess. I just thought she was the wisest of, she was an angel and a goddess.
yeah,
And, we like putting other human beings on a pedestal, don't we? Because we have something to
yeah,
aspire,
yeah. That's
we
true.
aspire to be. And what I'm speaking
Yeah.
about is the absolute killer of aspiration.
Yeah, because the world is designed like that, John. It's designed to make people feel inferior, feel that they're not good enough, feel that they're lacking. It's all designed in that way. And
Well,
it's
well,
like only
I
become
would
like
say
to,
it's
to
it's
things
mostly
like this.
conditioned, isn't it? Don't you think? Mostly conditioned
Yes.
in that way.
Yes, it's conditioning and programming that makes us think that the world is a certain way. And it's very hard to break out of that and say, oh, there's no such thing as beauty, that beauty has to be a certain way, and this
Yeah.
has to be a certain way. Yeah, so it takes a while for you to get out of that and to think like,
Um,
hey, now to start thinking that differently from the way we were programmed or
yeah.
conditioned.
Well, yeah, I agree. It does seem to take a lot of mm,
Yeah,
time
thanks.
and effort to break free of all of that, and it can feel excruciating. I mean, if I tell my story, It's years and years of painfully
Yeah.
deconstructing, slowly falling apart all the scaffolding of reality, really. And by reality, I mean my life, really. And by reality, I mean me, because I am, for most human beings, is their reality. And of
Yes.
course, and it was always empty. This scaffolding was holding up nothing. There wasn't a building going on inside. There was all this scaffolding holding up fuck all. I mean, that's incredible, but there we go. So I really would love to share that with. I like doing this each week because it's just an opportunity to share it and say for those who do feel the disintegration or the fall, the scaffolding, whoever put the scaffolding up didn't do a very good job because it seems to be falling apart. Um, this is a place where you can come and go, it's fine. The scaffolding will fall down and nothing will be lost.
Yeah. There's so much. It's like gradually you start realizing that we have been programmed in such a way that we see the world so totally differently. And then when it all goes crumbling down, then you start suddenly say, ah, why didn't I think like that? Why didn't I see the world? You know what I mean? But it's us. And yeah, I also like for a long time, I used to also think like, did I have like a victim mentality that, because
Yeah.
of my upbringing and stuff
Hmm.
like that? Yeah. And then you get over it and start to say, oh no, I'm okay. Yeah. And then it gets better.
Thanks, Razzie.
Thanks.
Thank you. It's a nice thing just saying hello to Darren just before the end of the meeting.
Hey,
Hi,
Tim.
Darren.
Bye.
So would you like to contribute as rather than co-host?
Oh, well, I haven't got much to contribute.
No.
I was looking, actually, I've got a little bit. I think,
Go on then.
for years and years, I've heard people talking about I am, that
Yeah.
I am.
Hmm.
I think they're just talking about the same thing. They're just calling it something different. But it sounds like there's an I in it. I don't know whether some people might feel like that, but I think a lot of people are just talking about emptiness when they say I am.
Well,
I never
yeah,
got that I am thing. Never really got
no.
that.
Well, and I mean, I avoid that like the plague
Oh yeah, I would too.
because well, it's got I in it.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't make any sense.
So you don't be including me in this shit.
No,
No, leave me
I'm
out.
not. I'm not that.
No, I am not that, and that is not I.
No,
No,
no.
yeah. I have
Mm,
got. Yeah, I have to steer clear of advisor platforms because you know there's still quite a lot of hero worship of Ramana.
yeah.
So you have to, and Nisargadatta. So you have to tread a little bit carefully because it's not quite like Islam, but
Mm,
no, Hinduism can get still be very precious.
hmm Have you had a
Don't
nice
don't
meeting?
don't be dissing my idols, whatever you do.
No, don't do that.
No,
Have you had a
I
nice?
would
Have you had a
say
nice?
I would say am and that are not two. There you go. That's my contribution for today.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all right. But leave me out of it. Don't bring I
Oh,
into it.
no,
That's not
and
going
then
to get. That's not going to be
no,
helpful.
no, because it so just sounds like I'm everything or I'm nothing.
Oh, I do get triggered because I'm still, yeah, I am nothing. No, you're not.
No,
I am everything. No,
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 no.
you're not. Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course,
Anyway,
the population, the popularity of I am nothing and everything is slightly outweighs the popularity of no, you're not.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you're not. It's never going to, because everyone, am I, can I be, could I be, could I? And then you go, yes, of course, my child. Come to the fold. Let me embrace you into the
Yeah, come
bosom
forward. Come
the
forward and
bosom of
talk to
the bosom of
come
the
forward and
beloved.
talk to me. Come
Yeah,
and sit at my feet.
come. No, not sitting on your knee. That's, you can't go there, Darren.
At my feet.
And yeah, it's just wonderful to say, no, you're not. So am I this? No. Am I
Mm.
that? No. Can I know
Am I?
what I
Am
am?
I?
No.
No.
Can I ever understand what I am? No. Can I stop being what I am? No. No. Mm. What can
Am
I do? What can I do? Well, you can't even do nothing.
yeah. Am I that I am? No.
No, you're not. No, you're definitely not that I am.
I was on the beach
Unlike him
today.
over there, he is, because he
Oh
told me.
yeah,
He told
yeah.
me. He
Apparently,
said he was.
I was on the beach today in the UK. It was 13 degrees. It's the nicest day we've had this year.
Oh, it's beautiful. In
Yeah.
Cambridgeshire,
It-
17 today.
oh wow,
Yeah,
nice.
t-shirt
Yeah.
weather today.
Yes.
Well, for an Englishman, it's t-shirt weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Spring today. The daffodils have come out today.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's officially spring, which is lovely.
Mm.
Hmm. Has anybody else got anything to say before Jackie hogs the floor again? I'm saying that because I thought it'd amuse you, Jackie. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say thanks for what you said about this. This is a place. This is a place for like I feel like a toddler, like I get into trouble with my girlfriend because like as soon as she goes out the door or go on holiday without, I forget about her.
Yes.
And I always feel guilty or like I love throwing things on the floor and they disappear. I love that. And it's like I'm such a toddler.
No, there is
And
that,
then
and
this
it
is a
is.
place to be.
I would say because everyone self nearly always feels guilty. I haven't really given her a second thought. She's been gone a week. I think I've thought about her 3 times in a week.
Yeah.
And you feel, well, that's not right. But of course, that's completely natural. She's not fucking there.
Yeah.
She's not here.
Stops existing, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like when I was
So it's nice to not have any guilt over that.
yeah. And when like as a teacher, um, in another lifetime, like we used to teach the kids object permanence.
Yes. Oh, yeah,
I remember
absolutely.
that because up to a certain age, they
Yes.
don't we
Because you
don't
don't
have
have it.
object permanence. No.
No, no, we're taught it because it's essential. It's essential for this collusion that we live in. Fortunately, you can lose the conviction and still be able to. Here's the thing: self gets fucking scared, or can get really scared. If I lose a conviction in that, and I'm not sure about the reality of things that are not present, then I won't be able to function. But it's interesting because the conviction in the reality of it can completely go, and yet functioning is easier, not more difficult.
Yeah.
You just don't
Interesting.
care.
Yeah.
Because what the conviction does is create all the neuroses. That's me getting a bit psychological, but I think that's true. That when you have the total conviction in the reality of the past, especially, then
And
of course it feeds those neurotic thoughts.
and it was really comforting you're saying about your mum because my mum's 92 and I love her to bits. And like it's not going to be that different. I only see her like a few times a year or on
There you go.
WhatsApp most days, but
That's
I could
exactly
just have
what I
a
mean.
yeah, I could just have a photo up of her and talk to that. I'd
Yeah.
still have the same feelings and
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very reassuring. But I just wanted to say thank you. I just felt this immense gratitude that
Thanks, Jackie. No, I
I've
really
got
appreciate
somewhere I
that.
can be, somewhere I can just be me, and it's okay.
Yeah, it really is.
I
Who the
mean, not
fuck else?
me, but
Who the fuck else are you going to be, Jackie?
I know, but yeah. Oh God,
Maybe the paradox of paradoxes is that without me, me is free to be me.
yeah.
I mean,
It is, isn't it?
have
It's a
you ever
paradox.
heard such nonsense in all your life? But by that, what I mean is, what you called me
Yeah,
was the controller of
yeah.
this being human. And without that, and most of it was the control mechanism was mainly fear. So, I kept myself in line through fear. You know, and without that, life is lighter, easier,
Fun.
a little bit, yeah, more fun, more spontaneous, less burdened. I mean, literally, human beings carry around this dreadful burden of self. That is how I would have described. I think regularly when I went to therapy in my 30s, all I described was this: I'm carrying this huge weight around. I'm carrying this huge rucksack of rocks, which was me.
Yeah.
And it weighs so heavy. And I'm totally redundant, and there was no need. I was never doing anything. I mean, I've cried a lot for how hard I tried to heal myself and work on myself and improve myself. I mean, I did a lot of shit. And, and there'd be temporary respite, followed by, oh no, that wasn't the answer. Quite soon after, there'd be respite for a little while, and then I'd just be on to the next problem that I've got and work on that.
Hmm.
And it is work. It is wonderful to a realization that working on yourself could never work because there was never anything being worked on. There was never a self to improve. That's just, I mean, it's unthinkable to me, but that's what we're speaking of. Thanks, Jackie.
Hmm.
I appreciate you saying that. It's lovely.
I just wish you did a meeting every week, every night.
Bugger me, really? No, surely not. Every
Like
night?
twice a week, twice a week.
Well, I mean, you might as well move in, Jackie.
Okay, well, send me your address.
I'm not sending you my fucking address.
It does seem a long time though between meetings because you didn't
Well,
do one last week.
well, it has been this week because it's 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, a long time.
And last week, it is interesting because this whole notion of time, but we all know this is from a very early age that time isn't constant at all. I mean, sometimes time is incredibly slow. And last week being ill, fucking hell, some days felt a week long. Some days just went on. It just seemed to be, like, how long is this day?
Do you know the moon is drifting away from the Earth, and the days are actually getting longer?
Mm.
So maybe
Now
that's what you're in
I'm
tune
going to
with.
take your word for that, and you're taking the word of a scientist. But how many? What is it, like 2 millimeters a year is moving away? Mm. Well, and of course we are moving away from the sun, aren't we? It's going to get cold. So
Oh,
much for global warming, but actually we're going further away. It'll get cold, and then the sun will. I used to love all this shit. I mean, who is making this up? I love it. So we're drifting away from the sun, and so it'll get cold. So it'll be an eternal ice age that we've got to deal with. But then the sun will shrink and shrink, And then it will massively expand into a red giant, and that will completely engulf the Earth and incinerate it.
Wow.
I know. I don't think, I'm not losing sleep over it, and I'm not suggesting you do, because it's a while off. So yeah, I still do. I love science fiction as a kid. I was obsessed really with science, space travel. I was a mad Trekkie when I was 13, 14. Star Trek was the epitome. That was, I just imagined that's what I would do. What are you going to do when you grow up? Well, I probably won't get on the Enterprise, but I'll be on something similar.
Oh,
Boldly going where no man has gone before.
that's ironic, isn't it? Things you are doing.
Yeah, I didn't see myself doing this. No. See yourself is a funny phrase because really, I mean, you've never seen yourself, have you? I've never seen myself. I mean, there's the great illusion that you see yourself. You don't. You've never
Somebody
seen
said,
yourself.
someone said to me the other day, I really want to be seen. Like, really want to be fully seen.
Yeah, me too. That was.
I didn't say any. I didn't answer.
You
I didn't
should have.
answer them. I go, what can you say? I mean,
We just say no. Well, there's no chance of that. No one's ever seen you. No one will ever see you. You cannot be seen. Why the fuck didn't you tell her, Darren?
but it was just would have gone on and on and on.
Yeah, you're all going, oh, I didn't want to get into it. It would just gone on for ages. Couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
Um, no, well, if anyone talks about that, I'd be very happy to tell them. But you can't just bring it up randomly in an everyday conversation. I can't emphasize that enough. Don't just bring it up in the supermarket. You do know. Oh, I could really see myself doing that. You know, when they're in the Isle of Dreams in Aldi, and they say, there's I don't know, there's something to do with summer holiday. Oh, I know, there's one of those mini surfboards, belly boards. Oh, I could really see myself on that. And you just go, no, you couldn't. You've never seen yourself. And then just walk off down the Isle of Dreams and buy
The funny
yourself.
thing is the funny thing is though, a long time ago, I kind of felt. I think I can remember kind of knowing what someone meant when they said that, but now I don't really even know what that means.
Well,
I
you
can't.
kind of, well, you can't, yeah, I do know that. Of course, we just take it that, well, yeah, I can see. Well, that's because you had a conviction that you could see yourself, even though you had never seen yourself. There is still this, it's a complete self-delusion or a delusional
Yeah.
space where I do know myself, which is,
I just can't. I can't quite remember what that feels like. If that makes any sense. Do you feel like that? I can't quite
well,
remember.
can you not, well, self-consciousness, surely you can remember self-consciousness, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the epitome because most of the time I'm thinking, oh, I'm pretty invisible, I'm pretty invisible. And then someone says something, and then it's boom. And then it's like self has come through the skin, and it's like shouting at everybody, here I am, look at me, I'm naked, and I've got my willy out. And it's so, there's the utter humiliation of being seen for what you are. I think usually when there's powerful self-consciousness, it's like being a naked toddler suddenly aware that you shouldn't be walking around naked. That is how it always was for me. I'd get it in front of a class when I was teaching, when I started teaching, really powerfully, and I would really feel as though I'm from the waist down, I'm naked, and all the kids are just all just pointing. and laughing at Sir's tiny genitalia. I know. And I don't think that's, I mean, that might be unique to me, but I don't think it is. No, so self-consciousness is it's a horrible thing. It's probably the only thing I'm offering, really. That's the only thing that's on offer in these meetings is the death of self-consciousness. And that alone would be worth the meeting. But you won't ever know yourself or heal yourself or improve yourself or realize yourself. So it's not all you were hoping for. But the absence of self-consciousness and self-awareness is very simply so much more peaceful than always having to check in on myself. You know, I'm just checking in. I'm just checking in on myself. No, stop fucking checking in. There's no one to check in on. Who's checking in on who?
What is going on there?
Yeah, who's talking to who here? Anyway. Well, lovely to see everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm meeting in at my friend Brendan's on the 21st of March in 3 weeks' time. If any of you would like to come to that, just email me. And then in April, I'm in Berlin, and then in May, I'm in Brussels. And you can see all the details on my website of those. Thanks for coming, everybody. Lovely to see you all.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Bye.
Thank you.
Tim.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
Glad you're feeling better.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thanks. Yeah, it's great to feel a bit better. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Take
See you
care.
in a
Thank
week.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Are we still recording, Darren?
Yeah. You are
Yeah,
just
Mm.
recording.
I think it's at the bottom, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on your phone?
Mm.
Yeah.